How's it going, guys? Molten here, doing the art stream. Today, we're going to do something a little different. It's what I got to do for work anyway. And, yeah. Gonna do some sketching of some characters and some card art for this game I'm working on. So you guys get to see a little bit of this world building. We can chat about it and stuff, and kind of see like the early phases of some of this stuff that I do on a day-to-day basis. So let's dive right in. So this is a card I just started kind of putting together the concept for it, and this one is for, the card is called Brain Cylinder. Brain Cylinder, right? Because cylinders with brains. And so, you know, I'm working on this, putting together this scene. The main focus has to be the cylinder itself, but like, you know, I wanted to also focus on like what's really going on with this thing. Like what's the deal with this brain cylinder, right? What does it do? So yeah. So we got here, I'm putting together this game is set in the 1920s. So I got this guy here, and he's hanging out in what appears to be kind of like a gentleman's club, like, you know, a 1920s gentleman's club. And so he's got like a nice big comfy looking armchair here, right? And he's sitting there holding this brain cylinder. Somebody done removed his brain and put it in a cylinder, and he seems pretty happy about it. Seems like a cheery fella, right? So this is the idea, is that I want to try to make sure that I can get across the location this is taking place in, right? And it's pretty obvious, like I was saying, we're doing like a kind of 1920s gentleman's club. I'm going to go with a darker color. Actually, wait. Let me just reduce the opacity of my sketch more. That'll be better. So nice comfy chair, right? And so there's gonna be lots of reds and browns, like kind of rich wood going on in this scene. So I know that I have that in my head. I got to make sure I kind of like take that into account with the way I'm designing things. You know, put together this big fancy easy chair. But again, I don't want to spend too much time on this because it is just a sketch. This hasn't been approved yet. So I want to make sure that I can kind of get all the concepts in there, and then be able to fire it off for approval, and then I can move on to the next thing. I got a whole list of stuff I got to accomplish. I'm actually just bringing up the lists on my other computer so that I can see exactly what I'm doing. Skater chick, how's it going? Where's this list? Come on, Google Drive. Where you at? There it is. Cool. So now I got that up. Going in the on my other computer, so that I know I have a better idea of like what's next. I can like pick some cool stuff to sketch on stream. So now I said originally that I was going to be doing these my other stream, like the streams on Thursdays and Fridays. I have it set in my panels that I was going to be doing them at 2 o'clock, same as the other streams, just kind of to avoid confusion. But I kind of think that it might be better if I do them at the old time at 1, because that means a little bit less chance that I'm going to kind of be stuck with a baby on stream. So I'm thinking that might be a thing, is that doing 1 o'clock streams. I still don't know yet if it's possible for me to be able to make it home in time to do streams on Monday through, or I guess Tuesday, because I can't do Monday, but Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It's possible, but I really don't know. Like, so far all this week I've been dealing with a lot of issues and stuff, trying to like resolve what I'm going to be doing teaching wise in my character design class. So I haven't been able to leave like anywhere near on time to see if the bus is going to get me home at a reasonable hour. But if I can, then I'd like to be able to go back to 1. I really like that 1 o'clock slot. So if we can make that happen, I'll do it, and then we'll just like be consistent across the board. How am I today? I'm doing very well. I'm in a good mood. I'm tired because I worked a lot last night, but I'm doing fun stuff. It's a lot of fun work that I'm doing over the last couple days, and into this weekend. This is the kind of stuff I like doing, illustrating. Just straight up drawing cool things, fun stuff. I don't have to worry too much about, like, you know, preprint stuff, dead zones, things like that. It's straight up illustration, and that is always my favorite stuff to do. I just finished inking my 6th page for NPC, the looking for group offshoot. Finished that today, fired it off. I'm really happy with it. That one took a long time though. Must have spent like 5 hours this morning and like easily like 3 hours last night. Maybe not quite 3, but pretty close to 3 last night working on this one page. There's a lot of new details on it, and that, like, you know, it's a new character in each panel, and so I really had to come up with stuff on the fly, which is always a little difficult, and you know, it tends to take a little bit more time, kind of refining details and stuff when you don't have a pre-established character. It was a lot of fun. Osvaldo's here, throwing out the baby. That's right, the baby rules all. But like I'm saying, if I can avoid some baby time on stream, that's probably for the best. It kind of tends to break my flow, so I'm thinking if I can get closer to 1 o'clock and then end before the other kid, my older child, has to be picked up. I mean, because that's really what does it is my wife has to go pick up our older son, and then somebody's got to watch the little one. It is way too cold to take him out right now, because we live very close to the school that my older son goes to. The problem is it is like 35 below in Celsius, which is like pretty close. I think it's like 27 below Fahrenheit. It is super, super cold right now, and it's not the type of thing you want to take a young baby out in if you can help it. So we're trying to avoid that. It's not going to be a problem all the time, but for now, there's an issue. So for this guy here, I gotta have him like, I want to have him making this like ridiculous smile, like he's super happy about this situation, like kind of grossly so, like a grotesque smile. So I'm gonna try to show a lot of bottom teeth. I'm gonna have his jaw kind of like sitting in a weird angle, like that. Like this. He's like sticking out the lip. Yeah, he's super happy. Oh god, he's so happy. Like that. Oh my god. You can't possibly be happier. And so, yeah, he's got this crazy grotesque smile that I want to maybe carry up to this side too. Which is kind of weird because, like, usually I don't carry up the mouth onto the other side of the face like this for a lot of my drawings, but for this it merits it because it's like, you know, the ridiculousness is what I'm going for, right? Just to be like super happy. Oh my gosh, so happy, right? And then this. Oh my god, he's so happy. It is 59 degrees in Florida. My god. Now you're just taunting me. You're 59 degrees in Florida. Wish it was 59 degrees here. I will buy 30 of those degrees from you for a lot of money. 30 probably wouldn't help that much, but it would help a little. It's super, super cold right now. It will get colder too. Ottawa can get a little colder than that. We'll hit -40, which is the fun part. That's where the Celsius and the Fahrenheit scale meet at -40, which is just about the temperature it gets in Ottawa on the coldest days. Super great. It's fantastic living in a place that has a, let me see, 145 degree temperature swing. It was 105 in July, and now it's like -27 right now. It'll go colder. 54 in San Antonio. Get hyped for No Blistering Sun for like 2 days. Get hyped for No Blistering Sun like 2 days ago. Osvaldo, I hate you so much. So much. Please, Osvaldo, tell me more about how awesome your weather is. Okay, so this guy is It's ridiculous. I have to move his head back a bit so that it's like resting here. And then it's gonna bother me, so I gotta erase this under sketch because it's getting in the way. Okay, and then I think I need to put just a little bit of like a blood trickle here. Oh, he's so happy. Guys, getting your brain removed is amazing. And let me see. I had all this other stuff, this reference. Reference is important. If you're an artist, you should use it all the time. I'm gonna need more reference than that, but this is okay for now. Have him try to have like a very sharp collar. I want him to be kind of sharply dressed. It's funny because everyone here is complaining about how cold it is, and we're used to like 79-degree weather. I know, right? This is a thing. The funny thing is people are like, oh, but it's Canada, right? You're used to the cold. It's like, well, yeah, but we're also not, because it gets to like 105 in the summer. So, you know, we can't get used to the cold because it doesn't stick around long enough. It gets ridiculously hot in the summer, and also like, you know, it's funny because I know Florida gets like a type of humidity that is beyond anything that we get, but we get like 80% humidity a lot. It's gross. But like Florida gets like supernatural humidity. It's like humidity that should not be. It's like Cthulhian humidity. Is that a thing? Cthulhian humidity? It is now. Okay, hold on. Where's this? Okay, so this shoulder has to be up. So I'm going to put this shoulder up a little bit, and then this one will stay down. And then he's going to have this. And then, let me see, how am I going to do this? So this has to go... He's in this very weird pose, but that's kind of the point. He's got his sleeve going here. Trying to find this pose attitude that I'm trying for. We have half of Canada down here. It's true, you guys need to learn to drive. Yeah, well, you know what's funny is though you have like all the French Canadians down there. So yeah, I agree. They do need to learn to drive. We got French Canada right next door to Ottawa. I don't know how all the French Canadians can afford to move to Florida when they retire. I think it's because they all have like government jobs. Like I read something ridiculous. Like I can't remember the stat. I don't want to quote a stat that isn't true. But like it was some stupidly high percentage of French Canadians work in the federal government, right? Like a ridiculous amount. And yet French Canadians are all like they want to separate. They're like, no, we want to separate from Canada. Well, then all of you will lose your jobs. Like, all of them. It's funny. They're so dependent on federal funding and stuff like that, and yet they want to leave. Like, we're gonna leave. I'm like, allons-y. Go. Let's do it. More jobs for us. We have the old farts. It's true. It's true. Snowbirds, right? They will travel south for the winter of their lives. Okay, so I'm gonna worry about the details for the jar later, because I don't think that's important for this stage. I think it's more the concept of what's going on here that I'm trying to sell, and how funny it can be. Snowbirds, yes. See, I know these terms. I was just in Florida this summer. Went to Disneyland before we had our second kid. It's hot. It was hot. It was August. It was hot. We missed that ridiculous week in August though. Like we came like the week after, because I know everyone was talking about, like all the locals were talking about how it was stupid hot like a week before we got there. So I'm glad we missed that, because it was pretty damn hot. It was. Yeah, just the kind of the humidity, like it's like humidity like you would never believe. Like, cause I mean, Ottawa gets humid. It was built on a swamp, but Florida humidity is, I don't even think it's possible. I feel like it's like 110% humidity. I don't even think that's possible, but it is. It seems like it is in Florida. The humidity kills me. Heat murders me. I honestly don't mind the cold so much. Well, I mean, the oppressive cold like we're having right now is stupid. Nobody wants that. But you know, regular old-fashioned cold is not a problem for me so much. It's the snow that I really don't like. I mean, I like a little snow, but we never get a little snow. When we get snow, it's like it's the hell snow. The hell snow comes, and everyone is sad, and then you have to shovel it. And then the plow comes by after you're done shoveling and piles it up at the end of your driveway, and you have to shovel it again. And I hate it. And I hate it so much. Mostly because I have no opportunities to have fun in the snow anymore either. So, you know, I'm old now. Is Disney World... oh, right. That's right. Disney World. I don't know the difference. I've been like twice. I went once when I was like... Oh, how old was I? I was like... I want to say like 6. That seems right. No, I wasn't 6. I was younger. I was like 5. Because I remember I couldn't go on some of the rides. If I was 6, I probably would have been able to go on everything. But I think I was like 5. I was a pretty short kid when I was younger. And but yeah, that was the last time I've been there. And then I like went this at one time. But it was pretty fun. I wish we had been able to go to Universal. That was what I was really hoping for, but you know, the kids were too young. They're going with a 4-year-old, like a 4-year-old, 3-year-old, and an unborn child, right? And just, I don't know, it would have been, I don't think they would have appreciated it as much as we would. So yeah, we just figured, well, we're gonna go again, right? So next trip, next time we go, we'll do the whole Universal thing. But I mean, I was sad because I really wanted to see the Universal stuff. Yeah, Universal is, it looks like it's more fun. And we also didn't go to the water park either. The water park would have been cool. Next time. We did get to stay at a really nice resort though. A friend of mine's wife is a Disneyland, or Disney, oh my god, Disneyland travel agent, right? Or like, you know, travel agent related to Disney. Anyway, whatever. And so she got like an awesome deal for us on a really sweet resort, and it was a lot of fun. Okay, so I'm starting to lose some of my... There's a lot of mess going on, so I'm gonna have to clean that up a bit. I gotta draw the brain though. Brain! Because if I erase this, I'm gonna lose the brain, right? So let's just doodle in some brain. I'm being really loose with this. I'll do some actual reference so that like because like the brain has this like really weird texture, right? That's got like, I don't know how you would describe it. I mean, it looks like intestines almost, right? Like they have the same thing. The whole idea is that it has like a large surface area, so it can fit more neurons in or whatever, right? But I know it's about large surface area, and so it's got pretty specific patterns that kind of go on with it. So I want to make sure that I get that right when I finally do the actual art. But, okay, for now I'm going to clean this up a little bit, get rid of some of this mess so that I can see what I'm doing a bit more. Cool. He's so happy. Oh my god, I wish I was that happy. I think everybody wishes they were that happy. All we got to do is take our brains out, put them in jars. They have Harry Potter. I know, and I heard that one's amazing. My buddy knows a lot about the Disney stuff. He apparently worked at the park when he was in college, like before college and stuff like that. He worked there for like 2 seasons. and he was telling me all sorts of stuff about it. But he was saying that for a long time they didn't have the on-site Imagineers. They kind of contracted them out for things, and then they kind of brought the whole thing back. And Harry Potter Land was one of the first things they did, and it was just phenomenal. So I was kind of bummed I didn't get to see it, but again, like, my son doesn't know Harry Potter. He's too young. I've been trying to introduce him to it, but his attention span for live action movies is not really great right now. He'll get there, but I want him to be able to know what it's all about before we go. That would be kind of a shame if he didn't. So, okay, so here's this guy's scalp. That's the idea of what's going on here. He's got a nice haircut, fancy, looking his best, and little blood over here. Little drips, right? Where's my reference? Where's my reference? I kind of want to do. I kind of want this to look right, so I'm referencing a 1920s gentleman's club to see what kind of furniture construction they have going on. And you really should use reference all the time when you're drawing this kind of stuff, because the chances that you remember exactly what every single piece of furniture in any time period that you are going to want to draw, that's like almost zero. The chance that you're going to be able to do that is probably null. So reference. Because you'll never know what kind of awesome shapes and stuff you might discover while you're doing your reference. So, reference. Always reference. Butterbeer is amazing. I'm assuming you said butterbeer, because a butter bear sounds even more amazing. Like it's like an entire bear made out of butter. And it's just like, every moment is agony. Spread me. But yeah, Butterbear. But Butterbeer, I heard it's good. They also have like the Simpsons Land, right? Where you can get like a Duff beer, and you get a Flaming Moe. Flaming Moe. I need to draw a Butterbear now. Spread me. Okay, so I'm doing a 1920s radio, right? 1920s radio. Boop. Radio. Okay, 1920s radio. Because here's the deal with these brain cylinders. Brain cylinder supposedly allows the brain to be hooked up. How about butter coffee? No butter coffee. Nuh-uh. Butter coffee is gross. And you're gross if you drink it. Fried egg. Butter coffee. Ugh. Don't put butter in your coffee. Ugh. Okay, so yeah, these jars are supposed to be able to... You're supposed to be able to, like, hook them up to devices, and so that the subject can hear and or see or whatever, depending on the device they're hooked up to. So yeah, 1920s radio. These 1920s radios are amazing. There's like glowing speakers and stuff. Oh, so good. I bet they like produced a ridiculous amount of radiation. You can't tell me what to do, Molten. Yes, I can. I can totally tell you what to do. Try to stop me. Try to stop me from telling you what to do. Let's see you do it. Don't drink butter coffee. It's gross. Also, don't dunk your burrito in your coffee. That's also gross. Don't do it. That's not how burritos were meant to be eaten. Dunking coffee. That is for donuts, sir. Unfollowed. Oh, phew. Thank God he's gone. Now we can talk about him when he's gone. Behind his back. That Osvaldo guy. Oh crap, he's still on the list. Oh, he tried to fool me. Sneaky, that guy. Report, Ryan. Okay, so we have this dude, and he's he is very happy. And what I'm gonna do is, the last thing I need to do is I need to establish where he is. So I have this already planned out, and I'm gonna do the kind of bare minimum that I need to show that he is kind of sitting in an old gentleman's club. And that's actually pretty easy. You just kind of put together one of these kind of fancy fireplaces with the really neat mantelpieces, right? Big fancy mantelpiece. I'm trying to press all the buttons at once. My push to talk is really close to the... I'm using the one that's right next to the 1 button. If I press 1, it turns my opacity down to like 10%. It's a huge pain in the butt, because I don't want that. I've got a secondary button, but that's on my Cintiq pen. The problem with that, though, is if you pull the Cintiq pen too far away from the screen, it stops registering the button being pressed. So I can't really use that one reliably, because if I like take my pen off the screen, suddenly I'm not talking anymore. So yeah, it's not perfect. Burrito, wow, racism. What? Why? No, I was talking to you. I wasn't talking to Osvaldo. I was saying, don't dunk your burrito. Why would I tell Osvaldo that? Osvaldo knows how to eat burritos. It's you that needs to know. Don't dunk your burrito in your coffee. Yeah, because of all the coffee Nana drinks. Look, me telling Osvaldo how to eat a burrito would be like Osvaldo telling me how to say sorry. You just don't do it. Everybody knows that. Okay. And then over top of these mantelpieces, there's always some giant painting of like a dude with like a hunting dog, right? Hashtag always hunting dog. Cool. So I got a doorway back here, I guess, because doorways. Whatever, because they're square and they're good for framing characters in them. Shut up. Okay. And then we have some bookshelves here that I will fill with books. Oh, wait. To know how far out the bookshelf has to go here. That's perfect. Books, 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 many books. Leaning over book. You don't know my ethnicity. Ethnicity essay? Wow. Wow. How did this knucklehead get a brain cylinder anyway? Amigo gave it to him. Yeah, he knows Amigo. He summoned one by accident or something. Or, you know, like maybe like someone knocked on his door and he opened it and there was Amigo there and it's like, have you heard about the good news for Cthulhu? And he was like, no, my good sir. Could you step inside and tell me all about this Cthulhu fellow? And they sold him on, you know, on a cool brain cylinder. Like, who wouldn't, man? Brain cylinder. More like, have you heard the harrowing news? Why no? This Cthulhu fellow seems like quite a chap. I'm not gonna try to do a British accent. I'm not gonna do that. Osvaldo will do a British accent for us. Osvaldo, chop chop. eBay, Amazon, Craigslist. My amigo needs to give me one. Not amigo, it's amigo. Migo. The Migo is the thing. Oh, okay. You know what? No. Look, friends don't let friends get brain cylinders. All right, so there we go. We have brain cylinder guy. He's pretty cool. I'm digging brain cylinder guy. Next one. What do we got? What in the balls is that? Narcotic fragment? I guess the P is silent. Narcotic fragment? Why has it got a P? No need for a P in that. You go. Well, the is. You know what? My people weren't ever ruled by the British. I have no point of reference. No, I guess you don't. Oh, I guess it's like... I guess it's supposed to be like a fragment of scripture? That's kind of weird. That's super weird, actually. Okay, let me check what the Wikipedia says. They predate... Narcotic manuscripts predate the origin of man. The original manuscripts were in scroll form and passed down through the ages, eventually falling into the hands of secretive cults. The great race of Yith is believed to have produced the first 5 chapters of the manuscripts, which, among other things, contain detailed chronicle of the race's history. Blah 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 blah. Okay. I can do a dirty Spanish accent. Dirty Spanish accent. Oh, man. You know what? The world needs to know that you said that, because it's too funny. Dirty Spanish accent. Oh, it's too good. It's the greatest stream ever. Okay, do these drive people crazy or something? What's the deal with these narcotic manuscripts? Manuscript survived, blah 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 blah. There's not much about them. It's just they are pieces of books, arcane books, fictional arcane books. All right. Interesting. I guess for this one, I just sort of have to draw a manuscript page or something. I think I have a ridiculous idea for it. Okay, I'm gonna do my best not to reference this, Osvaldo, but my willpower is only so strong. I am gonna make no attempt to not reference it. This needs to be referenced forever. Okay, I have a ridiculous idea for this. I feel like this mistake has been done before, but I'm having a hard time remembering it. Well, you mean, hold on, do you mean that you've made this mistake before? Because in that case, you should probably not tell us about it. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking for these narcotic fragments, is that I'm going to have maybe a page here, like they've been spread out on a desk maybe, right? And a lot of these manuscripts, or these the ones that the pictures I've seen of people who have, like, you know, illustrated what they might look like and stuff, they seem to have like weird creatures and stuff illustrated on them and things, right? So I'm thinking it might be fun. It's a weird one. So I'm thinking maybe it might be really fun if I have, okay, so this one goes like this, the big grotesque kind of fat guy, and he goes like this, right? And we'll have all sorts of like weird writing and like weird symbols and stuff around the pages and like torn edges and stuff, right? We'll have this, right? And then more weird writing, and then over here we're gonna have like this, that, right? And his arms going cross arms, this over here, this, and then over here we'll have the same guy, or maybe a different guy, and pose like this, right? Pose like that. And then over here we're gonna have just barely hidden. We're gonna have this guy like this, and he'll be posed like this, like that. And that'll be pretty cool. And we'll have like a bunch of text, and then maybe like an ink well here. And we'll see if anybody gets the reference that I'm trying to make here. Come on, people. What am I referencing? Big old quill, because that's what you write with in illustrations. Quills. Come on, people. I'm really hoping that this comes across well. Nobody gets anything from these poses. Work with me here, people. We'll do like a weird, creepy eye thing here. Yes! Nana got it. She's smart, that one. Sharp. As long as it comes across, I'm good to go. I'm gonna have to like do a whole bunch of like weird symbols and stuff. Because, you know, the Macarena should be the, you know, the way to summon the Denzines of Cthulhu. That's what I think. Have the edge of the desk here. And then maybe there'll be hints at some, like a drawer going on. Nice, simple. Hints at a drawer. What's in the drawer? What should be in the drawer, guys? What weird, strange thing should be in the drawer? Nothing dirty, because it does have to be potentially family friendly. Like, it has to be the type of game that, like, if a kid came by and like looked at the table and saw these, that they wouldn't be like scarred. Although, you know, scarred is such a loose term. Come on, guys. What's in the drawers? What else can I have on this table? Maybe like a compass, because compasses. Compass here, pointing north, south, west, that, and what else can I have here? Maybe like a book, big old book, big old book. There. Come on, it's a good idea, right? The Macarena? It's a good idea. Alright, and then big old creepy leather bound and like metal shod book. What does this dude look like? Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? Really creepy, strange looking guy. That. This. Okay. Nobody has any suggestions whatsoever about anything I should put in the desk drawers. Nothing, really? Man, crowdsourcing failed today. I mean, I'm gonna put I'm gonna put a burrito in there if nobody says anything soon. Dirty Mexican accident. Oh man, best stream in ever, like forever. So good. I'm gonna highlight that too. Man, so good. That's gonna have me for days. Alright, that's it. Burrito's going in. Burrito in the desk. I warned y'all. We get a burrito in here. There's gonna be beans. Beans strewn about. Beans everywhere, and I guess like maybe like a piece of tomato stain. I don't want to have it parallel with the desk too much. That would be weird. What else can go in here? Like I don't know, like a wallet. I'll put like a wallet in there. Oh wait, it's a wallet on a chain. Oh, it's a wallet on a chain. Okay. Wallet on a chain. Done. So that one looks pretty good. I'm gonna have to like tear up these pages a bit more when I do the final. But that's a good concept. I'm happy with that concept. That concept went fast. Save. Oh sweet. I gotta do Amigo now. Amigo. Amigo. Another word for friend. I always get paranoid when I save these things. I gotta make sure that there's like the copy there before I delete layers. So, okay, so when I do the Migo, should I have them at, like, a door, and it'll be our inside joke that they're, like, they're a missionary, and that they're going around, and they're, like, you know, maybe he's got some pamphlets and stuff? I think that's what I gotta do. Who's in favor of the Migo missionary? Hang on, I'm gonna reload my chatty, just in case. I was a little concerned that chatty was not updating. It's very possible. Okay, so we're gonna do Migo missionary, because that's hilarious to me. Wow, these are some really, really weird creatures. I guess they're insectoid? They are funky. I'm not sure that's the focus of the card game. Eh. Eh. I don't know what the focus is. Nobody sent me anything. Okay, so I guess they're insectoid, and they have... What? They got leathery wings and, like, a long kind of torso with some, like, whippy tail business. And some, like, crab-like front pincers. Here, let me look up what Amigo is, because maybe they are... Because it's entirely possible that Amigo is, like, you know, a disciple of Cthulhu or whatever. Okay, Migo, the Abominable Ones, as a Himalayan nickname for the race of extraterrestrials in the Cthulhu mythos created by H.P. Lovecraft and others. The name was first applied to creatures in Lovecraft's short story, The Whispers in the Darkness, elaborating on a reference to what fungi sprout in Yoggoth, in his sonnet, Fungi from Yoggoth. So Migo are large, pinkish, fungoid, crustacean-like... Okay, they're fungoid and crustacean-like. Fungoid and crustacean-like entities the size of a man where the head would be. They have a convoluted ellipsoid. Wow. Convoluted ellipsoid, composed of pyramided fleshy rings and covered in antennae. According to two reports of the original short story, their bodies consist of a form of matter that does not naturally occur in the earth. For this reason, they do not register in ordinary photographic film. Sure.
They are capable of going into suspended animation until softened and reheated by the sun or some other source of heat. About 5 feet long, and their crustacean-like bodies bear numerous sets of paired appendages. They possess a pair of membranous bat-like wings, which are used to fly through the ether of outer space. Sure. The wings do not function well on Earth. Several other races in Lovecraft's mythos also have wings like these. Cool. Okay, they totally are. The Migo are heard to give praise to the stuff. So yeah, that actually works. I think them being missionaries is actually hilarious and works. So we're gonna do it. Man, this is so great. This is like just coming up perfect all over the place. Missionary Migos. Going around selling people brain cylinders, telling them about the wonders of Cthulhu. Cthulhu saves and takes half damage. Don't know if you knew that. Okay, let me do a quick reference. Man, you can Google anything and get reference for it. It's ridiculous. Cool. All right. So front door, I'm gonna go with something like this, with a little bit of fancy trim at the top for these like kind of pillars. Why did I not click on it? I am so dumb. There we go. So like that, and then it's gonna come across. Praise be to the Nameless One. Indeed. Indeed. Splatter many, many heads in his name. Or her. It could be her. I don't know. Is it ever fully established that Cthulhu is male? I don't think it is. People making all these assumptions. It's 2015, people. Would it be so wrong for Cthulhu to be a woman? I don't think so. I think we're gonna have to gender bend Cthulhu. The cosplayers will love it. Okay. I mean, or they'll hate it, and they'll start emailing me constantly. And then I'll have to get a new email address and probably move to a new place, new province. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna do this kind of this old like New England style kind of front door thing going on with you know, old New England style, like lots of fanciness and paneling. That, and then we're gonna have maybe like a big old potted plant, like potted kind of, what do I want to say, fern? No, like coniferous plant here, right? And then what do I want to say, fern? And then like these little windows, the side windows, like that, this, yeah. Looks pretty good. We'll duplicate it over here. All right, so this looks pretty good. Gonna have that there. Now we duplicate it on both sides. That looks pretty good. This should be lower though, according to perspective. All right, that's pretty good. And And then there's like a light right here in the reference that I have, and I kind of like the light being there. I'll be like, at least I know where the light source is going to come from. Then we have the door itself, which is actually slightly shorter than this part. That. Separate down the middle. Here. These big old door handles. And a knocker. I'm going to leave the knocker out because I want to actually have the Migo like knocking. I feel like I should offset it. Push that a little bit more to the side so that I have like a little bit more staging area for the Migo itself. Nana says Cthulhu is whatever gender Cthulhu wants to be. This is true. This is true. You don't pigeonhole Cthulhu. You can't just assign labels to Cthulhu besides Cthulhu. I mean, that's sort of a label. But other than that, okay, so siding like that. Okay, and now the Migo. I don't know what I'm gonna do for my depiction of Amigo. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is I need to put this. I need to make it look like it's knocking. So I'll raise the knocker. So the knocker is raised, and now what am I gonna do? Okay, I gotta do a different color. I'm thinking if I do like a weird kind of pincer thing going on, this, and it's maybe attached right there, and I can have it turned around like it's talking to its friend, right? Like this, like that. And I'm gonna have two Migos going on, and then there'll be this other arm here that's kind of folded in, and it's holding like a book. a really big book, right? And it's got the book, and its body's got to come down like this, and maybe like do some like funky thing, because I want it to have be like otherworldly, right? I don't want it to look too much like a creature of Earth, so I'm gonna have that. And then better pose, I'll extend the elbow out a little bit like this, so it's got its book right there. And I'm thinking I'm gonna give it a tie. It wants to look its best. And now I'm gonna have other limbs going on here, because it says it has like multiple pairs of limbs, and so we'll do this and kind of like weird, grotesque limb sets, right? Like that, and this, and then it's got its wings. So the wings are going to be like this, and then I have like a big weird triangular bit, and then they're not meant to be like weight supporting, so I'm gonna have like a whole bunch of like weird tendril things coming out that the wings, like the membrane, attaches to, like that. And it's supposed to be ellipsoid, but also made of triangles, like you do, right? And then it's got a lot of antennas, many antennas, And we'll be able to put a whole bunch of eyes, because eyes. And then this. Antennas. Antennas for days. Yo, dog, I heard you liked antennas. We put antennas on your antennas. Like that. And then we'll have this other one that's like right here, like in the foreground. This guy right here. He's also got lots of antennas going on. A few eyes. And then I feel like I gotta center it more. So we'll have a bit more room for this guy and his antennas. And then, and maybe he's holding on to a bunch of pamphlets right here. Or another book. Maybe another book. We'll decide what we want later on. It could be another book. Yeah. Just like that. I'm digging that. Welcome, Matt. Welcome, Matt, because you have to be welcoming on planet Earth. Cool. All right, I like this. We gotta work this up a little bit because it's really vague. So, we'll take that out. And I'm going to pick a dark version of... You know what? I'll go blue. Dark blue. And... like this. A whole bunch of scattered eyes. The cool thing with these creatures is I don't really need to make them symmetrical. Because they don't need to be. Otherworldly creatures, they don't need to be symmetrical. What do they care about symmetry? They exist in like 16 dimensions. Symmetry. Symmetry means nothing to them. Like, we scoff at your symmetry. Your humanoid symmetry. Clearly their idea of beauty is different from ours. That's not to say that, you know, if you aren't digging a Migo, that you shouldn't go, date your Migo. Date your Migo. Your Migo loves you. You should date them. They really care. Don't just friend zone all your Migos. It's not right. Look, it might be feel weird right now, but it's exotic. Look at all them. Look at all them antennae. I mean, like that's a nice antenna. You'll learn to love the antennae. Wow. Yeah, so weirdness going on. Triangles? See, this is what we learned today, about dirty Mexican accidents and not friend zoning your Migos. That's what we learned today on the stream. Go. More antennae. Look, the great old ones blessed this Migo. This Migo's a looker. So many antennae. Okay, I'm being too symmetrical with the antennae. I just realized that. Too much symmetry. I have to put some extra antennae hanging off of these antennae. Break up the symmetry a little bit. That is weird looking. Sweet. I'm totally doing my job. Man, that is weird looking. Okay, we gotta make the tie read. So let's work on the tie right now. Nice tie. It's going to be covered by the book, most likely, but I'm drawing through. I'm making sure that I'm drawing it out so that even though I hide a little bit of it, hopefully it's going to come across better because I spent a little bit of time working on it. It's a thing with that we learned in animation school is that you should always draw objects even though they might be hidden by other stuff. If you draw through objects as if they're kind of looking at them with like X-ray specs or whatever, then they're going to be more solid. They're going to be better constructed because you actually spent the time to think about where the construction needs to go, and then you put it down on paper so you have like some reference when you're drawing. So drawing through, very important. Do it, or don't. Whatever. Don't listen to me. But you should totally do it. Okay, you know what? Need more antennae. There's not enough antennae. You can never have too many antennae. I feel like I should stop putting as many antennae though. I don't know. Have we met our antennae quota? It's possible. Wow, that's so weird. I think it's funky. Okay, and then this hand is important. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna do some like weird shapes with it. And I'm gonna include like a thumb type portion here. Again, otherworldly anatomy construction. Do some like weird stuff with the surface. I feel like here, though, we're not going to do too much strangeness. Just a little bit of weirdness. The joints should probably still look like normal joints because we want people to be able to understand what's going on. You know, we don't want it to be too alien that people look at it and go, I don't know what the heck this is. What is happening? It has to be somewhat recognizable, and also to be more grotesque if it's more recognizable. Like if you can recognize something as like as an arm or a face or something. This is why actually a lot of horror movies use very real, like very human-looking monsters. Like there'll always be some kind of aspect of a monster that's pretty human because it's more grotesque and it's more scary. If all your monsters are so far removed from anything human or like too much like an animal or whatever, they're no longer truly scary. Because the thing that scares people the most is other people. And other people that are different. It's unfortunate, but it's true. But people who are different from us are probably the thing that is the most terrifying. Put some like weird growths in this thing. This is pretty cool. Yeah. This is working out. What else do we do here? Throw some stuff on there. Like this. I guess I don't need to like match it. I'm like trying to like put some more symmetry in again. I gotta stop trying to put the symmetry in so bad because it's not necessary. Like I was saying before, this is some kind of strange
space critter. So symmetry is not necessary, really. But I guess for these main hands, it doesn't hurt. But I don't need to do it. So, it's like this weird knobbly bit there. I don't know why I did. But it looks funky, so I'm going to keep it. Like that. And then maybe I'll put the book in the hand like this. Oh yes, there we go. Then the tie reads. Yes. It was all my idea. Totally me. I got it. Hey, nobody helped me with that. Make sure you tell my boss if you talk to him. That Rob guy, he's got all the ideas. Cool. This. Book. And now I gotta erase the thumb that I drew. Whatever. Sometimes you gotta erase. That's my motto. Sometimes you have to erase. If there's something bad in your image that you're drawing, and you know it's wrong, then erase it. Get rid of that sucker. People always say in art classes, I talk about this all the time, but like people always say in art classes, like our teachers will be like, don't use the eraser. But what those art teachers are saying is that you shouldn't use the eraser as a crutch. Like you shouldn't be afraid of like putting something down on paper. But the reality is that if you have something bad and you know it's bad in your scene, just erase it. Get rid of it. Because when you redo it, if it's not better, well then you got to erase that too. And eventually you're going to put something in that is right. So don't be afraid to erase. Striped tie. Striped tie. Like you do. Whenever I draw ties, I always reverse the lines of the tie when it gets up to the top because it makes it look more like it's a tie, like it's actually been manipulated, right? Like there's something else going on. It just doesn't have this uniform pattern that continues up. So yeah, okay. Weird Migo. Respect the Migos. Starting to lose what I'm drawing here with like the. It's getting messy, so I'm just turning down the sketch opacity a little bit. Another hand. We're gonna make this finger on this one really long, and we'll go maybe like 2 notches for some reason. I don't know why. Because I feel like it, and then just because we can, maybe we'll put 2 thumbs on this hand, like this. Because that's weird. Weird is winning. And then some like knobbly bits that I don't want them to really feel like claws. I want them to feel like, oh, you know, it'd be really creepy as if they were like teeth. Like if I did them like molars. Ugh, gross. Yeah, a little bit of that familiar anatomy here with the elbow crease. Just like I was saying, familiar anatomy allows you to have like a grounded place, and then it becomes more horrific when there's like, you know, incorrect anatomy attached to it. So that's good, and then we'll have this hand tucked up in here. Now they did say they have pairs of hands, so or pairs of limbs, so I'm not worried about putting in symmetry here. I think that's okay. They have weird rules for these things. I mean, I don't know that there are any rules, but I'm kind of making some assumptions as I go. God, this thing is bizarre. All right, I'm gonna start doing some like weird stuff with like the surface, just to make it look more alien. So like weird knobbly bits going on, and like lumpy bits. Like that. Working on stuff like this can be a lot of fun sometimes because, like, you know, you don't have any rules to work with. Like, you just can do whatever you want. And especially when it's really bizarre,
you can get some like really good results. You can have some stuff that like is very visually interesting because you weren't bound by like, you know, proper anatomy or whatever, right? So yeah. You know, when I was a kid, I used to draw all sorts of weird monsters like this all the time. Like, constantly used to draw this kind of stuff. And then I just stopped because, like, I didn't feel like there was a market for it. It's been a very long time since I've been able to draw anything like this, like, and, like, in any kind of serious way where it was going to be used. I kind of just stopped doing it because, like, you know, so much other stuff, like, there's so many other things I needed to draw that were marketable, right? I need to practice that stuff. But these kind of like creatures, I used to draw these weird bug creatures and stuff all the time when I was in school. It's kind of cool to be able to get back to it. It's been a long time since I really thought about doing these kind of drawings. So weird claw things. I want them to be like kind of gross and flappy. Gross flappy claws. Wipe your feet, Migo. Gross. Yeah. That. Uh-huh. These weird, like, feet antenna. Feet antenna, I guess. And then weird, gross, flappy claw, and then, like, another... I have like one big one and like one little one there. That's super gross. Things that are asymmetrical like this tend to be gross, like by definition. Human brains are always looking for symmetry, which is why you actually have to kind of counter that when you're doing like 3D character design and stuff. Like the human brain is looking for symmetry, so it'll see it if you've left in like kind of careless symmetry, like too much symmetry, where your character's clearly just been like mirrored. Right, and so like that kind of thing, people notice it really easily. So you have to be careful with that sort of stuff. Again, though, I am being symmetrical with the leg pairs because that was in the description that I read online. I wonder if that was a good resource. Okay, yeah, and then wings. I'm gonna do very weird wings. So like big, strong base connected to super flimsy kind of piece here, and then another big chunk up here, because that's weird. And then drop down a whole bunch of like tendrils. Tendril. Little tendril. Can. Big tendril and little tendril. What? Not medium tendril. Okay, medium. And then connect it with membrane, and then connect that there. Cool. I'm gonna put like weird holes in the back of this. I don't know why. I just kind of feel like it. Like maybe it has some other form of propulsion, like it can like breathe out of these like holes or something to propel itself through the ether. I'm just gonna show that this is darker like that, so you get the impression that it's behind him. And then this guy in front. Hang on, I'm gonna duplicate this. Just gonna move it out of the way for reference so that I can draw the next Migo more on model. I mean, it doesn't need to be perfectly on model, but I want it to be pretty close, right? And like with this one, I get to do some cool stuff where I can like kind of put in some indication that of like some dripping and some like wetness from the tentacles. That kind of thing. Make it really gross. Really gross, nasty, you know, slobbering mess of tentacles. But don't forget, don't friend zone your Migo. Even though they are dripping, horrible, disgusting mess. That's Amigo. And antennae. Antennae all over the place. Where did I start the other little antennae? All over the place. They're kind of random. So I'm going to do them randomly as well. Here. I guess I had an antenna down below, so that's okay. And then one of these horrendous claws, also holding a book. And maybe we should be able to see the title of the book. I don't know if we should be able to see the title of the book. I don't even know what the title of the book should be. I can probably research something online and then decide whether or not I want to include that in to make it to really sell the joke. I think it's probably a good idea, but I'll have to do some research. I don't know enough about like I don't know that much about the Cthulhu mythos that I can like be like, oh yeah, it should be this title. But maybe it's a good idea to do that. Okay, I feel like I need to fill them with some shading just so that it's kind of more apparent of what's going on. And then, because this one's got some weird overlap happening, and because these things are so bizarre in their silhouette that it might get lost a bit. I just went, I apparently had a little bit of opacity turned down, so it didn't because I made the mistake, it would have looked really weird. So I just had to increase the opacity a little bit of the brush. Now we're looking pretty good. This is wrong. These tail things are things that should be opaque. This, that. There we go. Missionary amigos. Knocking on people's doors. Bringing the word of Cthulhu. People hunger for it. They need it. They need to be... I don't want to say saved, because that's probably the wrong word. They need to be consumed by he who must not be named. Right? Come on. Put your hands on the screen if you want to be consumed. That was fun, guys. We got 2 of these sketches done. They're really good ones, I think. We had a lot of fun with them. So, yeah, we're going to call it for today. It was a great stream. Thanks a ton for dropping by, guys. A lot of fun. We're going to do this again tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come on out. Join us. We're going to draw some ridiculous Cthulhu stuff. And it should be a lot of fun. And talk more about dirty Mexican accidents. Thanks for being here. See you tomorrow.